Hi, Emily. I just wanted to give you some feedback on your project. Overall, you did a pretty good job. The comments are good. Your input is correct, right? So entering a store location in case if it's a 2-word or more with a space in between, you have to use a get line for that, and you did, so that is correct. And then entering the pre-tax sales amount, same thing. You have a CN statement reading into a double. Perfect. The only thing that I noticed that is a little off is your alignment down here. So I'll run the program in a second just to explain what I'm seeing. But there's a couple of things. When you put a set width in front of a string, you want to be sure that the entire string fits into the spaces you've allotted. And so you gave it 10, but here for pre-dash tax space sales colon, you need more than 10. So if I counted them, there are 14 characters in this string. So this should at least be 14. Right? So you want to be able to fit every character into the space you give it. What happens in that case is, so if you make them all 14, is you'll create what looks like a column. And so at the end of the 14, you'll end right about here for every single one. Okay, and then you can start the 10 spaces, counting the 10 spaces for the number values. And so the 10 spaces for the number values would start counting from here, so then you'd move out 10 spaces. And as long as it can accommodate your largest, so your largest would be like a 5-digit number plus a decimal place plus two decimals, or 2 decimal places to the right of the decimal. So that should be about 8 spaces that it would take up. 10 is more, so you'll have a couple leading spaces. If I run it, and ooh, right, and I'll put in 10,000 because it's easy to see the math works correctly, right? So here, because you came short, you know, the set width is being ignored. It'll use all the spaces it needs, so it needs all the way to here, and then it starts counting 10 from here. So that's why you have a couple leading spaces here. And so same thing here. It's going to stop at 10. So wherever that is, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 right here. It'll start counting 10 from here. So that's why these are off. If you just make that first column, this, a little bit larger so it accommodates your largest string, your longest string. So if you made this the 14 that I counted earlier, and then run it, and I'll just abbreviate here, oops. Okay, so now it's using 14 all the way to here, and now they're all stopping at that 14 point. So they stop here, stop here, stop here. Now it starts counting the 10. So the 10 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right? So it has a couple leading spaces, you've justified it, and it uses the 10. So now it creates sort of a look of a column. So hopefully that helps and helps you in future projects. The only other comment I had, and these are minor things, but I will put them in the write-up, is this: since the tax rates are typically things that don't change, I would have preferred to see this as a constant. This is in chapter 2 in your book, and as I said, I'll make a note of it. But it would be a constant double because it's a decimal. And you could say sales tax, or you could call it sales rate is equal to 0.04, and then use this instead in your code. And the reason that's helpful, and you may not see it particularly in this example, is everywhere the 0.04 is used, you're using the words sales tax. So if the rate were to ever change, you could change it just once at the top of your code, and it would affect everything that follows.